and welcome to Sumo's pod sesh. I can't believe I'm finally doing this. Oh my god, I just feel so nervous, and I'm such a confident person, but I'm not sure why. Today I'm feeling quite nervous, but yeah, welcome to the pod. Um, so let's talk about the name. So wait, before we get into that, I just want to say I have recorded these episodes so many times, and I just feel like I sound very scripted and I sound very robotic, and I'm not sure what it is. Maybe because I've got the camera the other way and I'm not looking at myself. When I look at myself and I'm speaking like to myself, I'm sounding more natural. But yeah, I think this is the fifth or sixth one I've recorded, and I just want to sound like relaxed, natural, like I'm just talking to you, but I don't know why that's not happening today. So excuse me, this is going to be the last one. I don't know if the mic is working properly. I mean, the other ones when I did, it was echoing a lot, so I hope it's not echoing. But this is the studio. It is my house. Um, yeah, I mean, first of all, it took me so long to decide the background, and I was like, shall I do a close? Shall I do a far away? It took me forever. And actually, I was watching Sisters in the City podcast. Those that don't watch it do need to go watch it. It is Anna Vakili who was on Love Island with her sister, and I love their new studio. Their studio now is stunning. And I was like, do you know what? I could probably do something like that in my own house. I mean, excuse the mark on the wall. I do need to get that painted. I couldn't be bothered waiting for it to get painted, so I thought, let's just start. I'm just so nervous. I'm just trying to really be relaxed, but you can tell that I'm probably not relaxed. Anyways, Sumo's pod sesh. The name Sumo. That is my nickname. So this nickname came from a far friend. There's a story behind it, and I don't feel comfortable sharing that on here. But yeah, so that's where the sumo came, and then it just stuck. And I think it was funny at first because sumo wrestler, blah blah blah. And actually, at the time when I was named Sumo, I was very very skinny. I remember I was like 6.5. Was I 6.5 stones? Yeah, because I developed an eating disorder, which we can talk about on the pod. And all of that, but yeah, I was 8 stones, and from 8 stones I went to 6.5, and around about that time I met this friend who decided to call me Sumo, and it just stuck from there. And now my number plate's Sumo, my friends call me Sumo. So yeah, and the pod sessions, because Sumo sesh, gym sesh, pod sesh, do you get the vibes? That is Sumo's pod sesh. So let me tell you what the pod sesh is and how it works. So my pod sesh is a bit interactive. I'm sure there probably are a lot of pod sessions out there that or podcasts that do this. So there'll be a link in my bio. What I want you to do is click on that link. It is fully anonymous. I have tried this with all my friends and family. I've actually tried this as well. I've gone on another phone, clicked on the link, and it is fully anonymous. I promised you that. But if you click on the link, you can put in your dilemmas, your questions, whatever you want me to discuss on the pod. There was a time in my life where I felt quite alone. I had so many people around me. I had my friends, I had family, I had loved ones who I really value in my life. But regardless of all those people, I felt very alone. Like internally, I had this loneliness. And what did I do when I was feeling this way? I went on TikTok and I came across people's situations, and I remember this one lady who was reading out somebody's situation which was similar to mine but even worse than mine. And I was sat there, I remember in my mum's attic, and I was like, do you know what, if this girl can go through X, Y and Z and still live her life, then what I'm going through is nothing compared to her. And it gave me that little bit of hope. It gave me that strength to kind of pull my socks up and, I was going to swear, but pull my socks up and carry on with my life. And I think, the penny dropped a bit. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that. I wanted to make a platform for those people who are feeling alone, who maybe have a lot of friends and family around them, but still feel internally alone, that made me want to share their problems, to get a third party perspective to listen to what other people have to say about their situation, or maybe they just want to be a silent listener and they want to listen to what's going on in people's life, maybe to make themselves feel better so they don't feel as vulnerable or as alone, or they don't feel like they're the only ones going through this. There's a lot of situations, you know, there's mental health problems, relationship issues, postpartum, you've got anxiety, depression, you've got work stress, financial stress, you've got all of these things, and trust me, you are not alone. There is somebody out there in the world that's going through exactly what you're going through, and it might be, you know, 10 times worse than what you're going through. And that doesn't mean your situation is not valuable or is not intense, but always think that there's somebody out there that's going through something a lot worse. And if they can do it, you can do it. You have to find that strength within yourself. And if you can't find that strength, then listen to my podcast, listen to what other people are going through, or listen to what I might advise you. You know, in my full-time job, I am a social worker. We get trained to listen to people's problems. I listen to so much stuff that's going on in people's lives. And naturally, I am a problem solver. You know, I am the mediator between my friends. I do get involved in people's stuff, maybe when I shouldn't get involved. I'm just so opinionated, and sometimes I really think that, no, I'm going to stay out of drama, but you know what? Drama follows me. It actually does. But yeah, and I think, you know, whenever there is a problem at home, whether that's my mom, my sister, they always come to me and ask me and say, listen, what do you think we should do? Because that's the type of person I am, and I want to be here for you guys. You're not alone. You know, whether you are sitting there right now by yourself, or you're driving, or you're doing your makeup, or you're doing your chores, or you're sat in another country by yourself, maybe you're out there to work, maybe you're on holiday and something has happened on holiday, this is a platform. Tune in, listen to me, click on the link, share your problems, and let's unpick them together. Your 2 a.m. thoughts are valued on this platform. Your unspoken words will be valued. You know, you're not vulnerable. This is a platform where you can let your guard down. You know, sometimes you don't want to tell your friends and family your problems because you think, am I going to be vulnerable? Am I going to be in that position where somebody's going to look at me differently? But this pod isn't like that, because I'm not going to know who you are. You could literally be my next door neighbour. You could be my sister. You could be my mum, and I would not know where you put this on, and I'll share that anonymously. I'm not here to guess who you are. I'm here for support. I'm here for you, because you're not alone. I'm gonna feel emotional, but yeah, that's what this pod's about. Thank you.